Elemental Reforged is a remaster that combines the best parts of three games: Elemental War of Magic, Fallen Enchantress, and the Sorcerer King, and it's out right now in early access. But this game you're seeing is not it. This is the old Fallen Enchantress. This is Elemental Reforged. Now, before I get into the gameplay and what I love about this game, I want to get this out of the way first. If you don't want to listen to me rant about the look of the game, you can skip this part of the video to the next one where I touch on the gameplay part of things. Elemental Reforged is not a visually impressive remaster. I've seen remasters of much older games look better than this. Now, I know it's an old game, but people, especially gamers who have not played Elemental, won't be comparing it with the originals. Even perhaps some of you who have played the originals, you probably would not have noticed the graphical difference. But if you put it side by side, there's a clear difference and improvement. Fallen Enchantress's textures look flat. Stardock has explained they used an AI upscaler to improve the textures, and overall I would say it does look a bit nicer, yes. Maybe certain details could be improved, like mountains and rivers, but overall the textures do look a bit better, but I don't think it's enough. Sure, I believe for those of you who have played the Elemental games, you'd be happy to play this. But for those new players who are looking at other Fantasy 4X games like the excellent Endless Legend 2, Elemental Reforged looks a bit outdated, doesn't it? I think primarily the outdatedness stems from the low poly units, which in some smaller indie games could be seen as a charming old school touch, I suppose, but I wouldn't necessarily categorize Stardock as a small indie team. I would love for them to rework the units to be more detailed, but I do understand that would be a massive undertaking, massive amount of work they probably have not planned to do. Stardock has stated they planned for about 3 months in early access, adding content to Elemental Reforged, although they could stretch early access longer depending on feedback. So yeah, a unit rework could delay the final launch of this game much further. Maybe they could work on smaller things like new lighting. I mean, the Dawn of War Definitive Edition got away with this, and lighting does make a significant improvement to visuals. But really, Stardock, I wish you guys would do a bit more on the graphical front to give the game a better chance to attract new players. It's tough out there, and an even tougher market for 4X games. Speaking about 4X games, Elemental Reforged, I suppose it is not quite a 4X game. I think it's fair to say it's not just a 4X game. Elemental Reforged is an RPG game made in a 4X game, and there is nothing quite like it. There is this very old school feel, old school sensibility to it. It feels like someone took Civ 4 and made a fantasy game around it. Well, I suppose someone has already done that, and interestingly, the creator of the Fall from Heaven mod for Civ 4 is Derek Paxton, who also helped design Fallen Enchantress and the Sorcerer King, and is now leading the team developing Endless Legend 2 at Amplitude Studios. So the fingerprints, the DNA of Derek Paxton is strong in this one too. Now, what exactly is Elemental Reforged, considering it is the improved version of what is 3 separate games? Think of it like, what if Peter Jackson, made a single Lord of the Rings movie instead of 3? Basically, all the best parts, systems and features from all 3 games has been condensed into this one Reforged package. We're getting 3 games for the price of actually less than a single game, because it's being sold at just $20. The final version of this game will feature 3 single player campaigns from each of the preceding games. So we will have a campaign on War of Magic, Fallen Enchantress and Sorcerer King. They all happen in the same game world but at different timelines, and the systems and the mechanics will be unified. All the campaigns will have the same mechanics. This, as claimed by Stardock, was not possible on the old 32-bit engine, so Reforged is a technical remaster that updates the game to a 64-bit engine and unifies all the best mechanics into one single game. When I say Elemental Reforged is like an RPG in the guise of a 4X, I think the biggest standout is not that it's a 4X, but that it has some incredible stories around its quest system. This is a procedural game, so you will come across different type of quests and stories when you play this game repeatedly. Of course, there is also the drawback: eventually you'll run out of new content you have not seen before, so some of that magic might go away after repeated plays. But for what it's worth, it is incredible. The writing of the stories, the quests are very, I guess you could call it high fantasy-esque. There is an incredible epicness to some of them, like you'll come across an ancient army of monsters or a gate that hides some ancient secrets that you bet is probably some impossibly tough monster, or a giant ogre that roams the land. It feels like your hero, your leader, is on this epic journey to restore the land and beat back the fallen. You would think that its procedural or randomness in terms of the quests you get makes it challenging to keep the glue of its narrative intact. Surely it will all fall to pieces. Actually, this is also where Elemental Reforged, and yes, those previous games were brilliant. It actually worked. The way the quests were written just worked as individual stories within the elemental world, time period of the campaign. So you get a snippet of a story within that time period of that setting that never really felt out of place or out of order. I mean, that's really cool stuff. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention, the early access we have right now is just the Fallen Enchantress campaign, so it will be familiar to those that play the game. I mostly played Fallen Enchantress. I played very little Elemental War of Magic. I guess it was way too buggy, and I did not even play Sorcerer King. To me, I play this game like a map exploration game where I level up my heroes to take on even more powerful legendary foes, so I tend to skip battles. But when there is a tough battle, I'll jump into the tactical side of things, and magic plays a much bigger role in battles. And unlike other fantasy games, this is like the Tolkien-esque D&D version of Magic, where there is a casting preparation phase, so you'll need a combination of troops in your army, and your wizards will have to stand back to prepare all manner of magic to buff your troops and execute very powerful spells on the enemy that could very often turn the tide of battle. So it is this core of the game that really captured my attention: the quests, the leveling up and taking on tough battles, which to me is the best part of Elemental Reforged. I think building cities or fortresses is fine. It feels like a slightly expanded version of Civ 4 without there being the ability to manage pubs. It's all about where you're settling down your cities and then using magic to enchant cities to extract the most from them. It's not so much about city management, so that's pretty light in this game in my humble opinion. There's also crafting and even a shop your hero can go and purchase stuff when they get back to your city. I mean, it's weird that your heroes purchase things from shops with the gold your empire has made, but I guess I can suspend my disbelief a little here. I've never been huge into crafting in any RPG game. I'm lazy, that's probably why. But it's cool the game has all these elements: magic, experience and leveling up, crafting and equipping stuff. This is where it distinguishes itself from all other Fantasy 4X games. And I haven't even got into building your own units. You don't just create your leaders in this game, but you could also build entirely unique troops. You unlock new weapons in the research screen and enchantments, and you could make units with specific weapons that carry some enchantment as well. The possibilities are huge. I barely scratched the surface on this. Elemental Reforged has also made some UI changes, modernizing it. It feels like a modern 4X game UI where everything just feels right at its place. There are one or two things I wish they did, like show us the build queue of cities more obviously. But these are things that will be improved and the game will get fixed, because the current build, which is in beta by the way, does have some bugs. Like the WASD camera controls bugging out. I've even had crashes from the research screen a couple of times. This is not an almost finished super polished early access game. If you can't tolerate this, it's best to wait. And I think Elemental Reforged would be worth the wait. If the team at Stardock gets to put all the campaign in this game, polish the UI, give the graphics a bit more of an upgrade, and this will be an immense game for mods, which Stardock has already confirmed they will make it available via Steam Workshop. So I'm expecting some crazy modder out there to make a Lord of the Rings mod. If all the promises of the past that they didn't manage to hit were finally done right in this Reforged package, which so far it seems they've got something good here, this would easily be worth the asking price of $20 US, an amazing value that really it's a no-brainer. I would say it's not hugely better than Fallen Enchantress, than the originals right now, but it is without a doubt a better version of these games that shows potential for more great things to come. Stardock still has a bit of work to do to get there. I'll be keeping a close eye on this game. I'm looking forward to seeing how things progress from here. Anyway, have you played Elemental Reforged or any of the Elemental games? Are you looking forward to this game? Oh, and I want to know from you, are you satisfied with the way Elemental Reforged looks? Or do you think Stardock should improve it further? Tell me in the comments. Speaking of remasters, I did a video recently about another remaster of a game, Surviving Mars Relaunched. I speculated that it might have been more than a remaster. Watch that video over here. Thanks for watching and farewell, noble friends.